Greetings out to the Into the Lion Parrots, the review of the good, the bad, and the underrated. Why does Disney enjoy crapping on its classic movies?
Not only do they have more than 30 inferior direct-to-DVD sequels under their name, along with giving sequels to mediocre films a theatrical release and subpar live-action remakes of great films, but they decide to make a TV show based on one of their most successful movies that is known and loved by both children and adults across the world, and relegate it to Disney Junior. When I first heard that The Lion Guard was being made, it's safe to say I was reasonably excited, considering the original Lion King has remained one of my favourite movies since I was a kid. However, as soon as I saw the animation style, the channel it was being aired on, and a few unsatisfactory teasers, my common sense went off like a jackhammer, and it became painfully clear that all this was just Disney's attempt to copy My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. But while LMLP is well made, well voiced, and features intriguing characters, stories, and morals, this thing is, well, comparing the quality of the two or this show to the original Lion King would be like holding The Dark Knight and Batman and Robin in the same regard.
But does this show hold up on its own?
I think you overestimate their chances.
Same. This is The Lion Guard, Return of the Rule.
This special starts with Simba looking over the Pride Lands with his daughter Kiara, who is destined to become queen one day.
Everything the light touches is part of our kingdom, the Pride Lands. Ruling it is a big responsibility, Kiara.
Well, you're definitely not Matthew Broderick, mate, but this is actually a pretty nice homage to Mufasa's talk with Simba in the original film. Maybe this won't be too bad. I actually have a good feeling about it.
Heads up! Incoming! Oh. Kion? Oh! And Kion couldn't handle the pass! What? A giraffe couldn't handle it!
Good feelings gone.
Unfortunately, these two pieces of lion dung are our leads, Kion and Bunga. They're just one-note stereotypes of what the writers think kids talk like.
Wow, you've been on screen for a grand total of 30 seconds and I already hate your guts. I'd give you a medal if I had any money. But keep this up and maybe you'll get a nice stun blast in the face, mister.
I'm training to be Queen of the Pride Lands. Yeah, I know all about it, Kiara. At least I have my life figured out.
You two are the lion equivalents of primary school kids. When I was in primary school, my biggest dilemma was whether to wear my T-Rex or Velociraptor underpants. I didn't have my future planned out. Plus, newsflash, Bitchy McBigface, you were born into the line of succession, so excuse Kion for not being born to rule. They play with their fruit ball through a reasonably enjoyable song. It's actually half decent. Maybe I'll download it once it's done.
Gotcha now, Bunga!
What the heck was I listening to?
Huh? It rolled into the Outlands. Game over. Says who?
Usually I'd moan a bit about you dropping that and saying that toys like that don't grow on trees and neither does money, but in this case, yes they do. In the choice between going to that tree and picking another fruit and potentially getting eaten by hyenas, I think I just find the frickin' tree. But no, Bunga decides to go down there and, of course, he almost gets eaten by hyenas until, God decides to lend Kion a hand, and then he gets his cutie mark, and then it disappears again. What?
However you did it, it was unbunga-leevable!
No, it's pronounced unbelievable. Inserting your name into things just makes it sound annoying rather than cool. Now, repeat after me.
Now, in the scenes I've shown you, you can probably notice that the animation in this show is pretty inconsistent. At times, and especially in the songs, it looks pretty good, and even close to the original in some places. But when the characters are walking, it just looks odd. Hence why when the characters are walking, their legs are usually out of frame. According to Rafiki and Simba, Kion has some kind of power called the Roar, and then partake to completely destroying the character of Scar. You thought Maleficent was the worst Disney could do to their villains? Well it is, but get a load of this.
Made of the Pride Lands' fiercest, bravest, fastest, strongest, and keenest of sight. When your grandfather Mufasa was about your age, his younger brother Scar was the leader of the Lion Guard. Scar also had the gift of the roar. The roar made Scar feel powerful. But that power went to Scar's head. He began to think that he should be king, instead of his older brother Mufasa. Scar was furious. And then, Scar used the roar to destroy the Lion Guard. What Scar didn't realize was that by using the roar for evil, he would lose the power of the roar completely.
You're meaning to tell me that Scar tried to overthrow Mufasa even before the first film and Mufasa just kept him around?
You are made of stupid.
I mean, where do I even start? In the original, Mufasa wasn't an idiot. He was aware of his brother's hunger for power, and conversely, Scar was very subtle in his plans. His efforts to kill off Simba at the elephant graveyard and, of course, Mufasa in the stampede could easily be passed off as accidents. And that's what happened with the other lions. Despite his personality being quite hammy and camp, his actual plans were very well constructed. Here, he blatantly tried to execute a coup and obviously murdered several lions. Mufasa didn't ask once where the hell the Lion Guard went, or why he tried to overthrow him.
Scar, where the hell are the Lion Guard? And why do you look so damn weak? You see, brother, they went to the other side of the elephant graveyard to get pizza for me. Only cure for this, this cold I have. Yes. Oh. Okay then.
However, despite the fact that he's probably less than a year old, Khan has the big responsibility of putting together a lion guard to protect the Pride Land.
Now Kion will choose the best lions in the pride for the guard.
Would have been helpful to tell him, seeing as how it wasn't entirely obvious, but, well. So he sets off to put together the guard and shows his low hiring standards by choosing Bunga.
Stop talking so I can ask you to join the Lion Guard. Say what? Come on, Bunga. You're the bravest animal I know.
Okay, I know the brave guy with not much brains is a pretty common trope. But there's a pretty big difference between bravery and stupidity.
And from what we've seen of him, he passed into the line of stupid territory when he unnecessarily stood up to a hyenas who could have swallowed him whole instead of turning tail and running. What was it Mufasa once said in the first movie?
I'm only brave when I have to be. Simba, being brave doesn't mean you go looking for trouble.
That's a pretty accurate description of bravery. Knowing when to stand and fight, but also when to retreat. And Bunga seems to have no knowledge of the latter. Please stop saying that. So we check back in on Kiara
and... how to help. Where am I gonna go?
Oh, I will pay you to never talk in that voice again. Good God, it's annoying. Luckily, Timon and Pumbaa are there, and they managed to get Pumbaa's original VA, Ernie Sabella, but they didn't get Nathan Lane to play Timon. I mean, the new guy does okay, but it's a little weird.
No!
Uncle Pumbaa!
Oh, so it took two mildly annoying comic reliefs to make this unholy abomination. No, it makes sense.
Or maybe on a Bunga nest. No, that sounds stupid.
It sounds like it might be dangerous.
It's worse than that, Pumbaa. It sounds like work.
Yeah, it's both. Bravest animal I know.
Bravest animal you know?
Wow, so glad that conflict was wrapped up so quickly. I was really invested in it. Oh hey, that's a lovely flock of pigs flying outside the window.
Oh my claw!
Okay, one more one out of you, and I put a bolt in your brain. You're not gonna wake up for a week. Oh, she asked for it.
It's Zukazama!
Well, you've said that catchphrase so much, why don't you explain it to us? No, not through song, not through song, please not through song.
Life's exciting,
Yeah, I already hate Hakuna Matata, so a poor man's version of it is just painful.
Oh yeah, magic. Let's see if I can master fast forwarding magic. Ooh, other way, other way, other way!
So a montage ensues as they recruit some random unestablished characters who you can only remember by their trope names. Some smarty pants stork, a muscle-headed hippo.
Strongest? Strongest.
Also wettest.
That's what she said.
And a sassy black or black and yellow cheetah. However, trouble to brew, and some hyenas randomly decide to attack the Pride Lands because I guess it needed a conflict. And of course, feel the need to sing about it. Now, Well Be Prepared was dark and creepy, but considering it was a song about murder with Nazi hyenas, that's a given. But here, the colour palette is psychedelic, but the bland lyrics are about the hyenas plotting to eat everything. So, what are your thoughts on this pilot, Scar? So prepare for this series to suck hard. Be prepared for abysmal reviews. Thought so. Now, I know Simba said only lions could be in the guard, but considering he was raised by a meerkat and a warthog, I'm sure he'll
Kion, the Lion Guard has always been made of lions. Do you really think a Lion Guard with only one lion can protect the Pride Land?
Or he can just turn into a humongous racist suddenly. I guess that works? Oh wait, no, except it doesn't!
I mean, doesn't it make sense to have more than one species, considering lions can't fly or have an inexplicable fear of water? Plus, what did his dad say in the last movie?
We are all connected in the great circle of
It was one of your basic teachings to respect all other animals, and yet you're just going along with the dated tradition because, well, it's tradition? What sense does that make? So, if you want to have tough, good characters, power to you. But you can't do that at the expense of a character with one of the most fascinating arcs in all of Disneydom. Just because Simba's a jerk, it doesn't automatically make Kion and his friends competent. They're only good in comparison to him. And even then, that's not very good. So, Kion goes off to mope and whine and...
Why
Oh.
even...
Whoa. Did they really get James Earl Jones back? Though I still question why they didn't manage to get Broderick or Lane, but he just sounds kind of half there. Did they get him on a break from Star Wars Rebels?
Are you?
Yes, Kion. I am your grandfather.
Okay, obligatory reference is obligatory.
He's worried that I can't handle it.
Kion, Simba is worried, but he's worried because he loves you.
And because suddenly he's a humongous racist. I literally have no idea where in Respect the Circle of Life you could have got that.
However, he tells Kion to not up. Just to reference the first movie, he could have reached the conclusion by himself, but James Earl Jones' presence alone gives this episode one badass point.
Need it, and so will I, until the Pride Lands end.
Grandfather Mufasa!
Get on with it!
So the hyenas start to stampede, only for the guards to intervene, using their abilities to predictably and boringly take out the hyenas.
I don't care about the circle of life. They're not hunting for food. They want to throw the Pride Lands into chaos.
But everyone's connected in the Circle of Life. The last time they mucked it up was in Scar's reign with that humongous drought.
Yeah, I know they're hungry, but in the long term, what exactly is disrupting the circle of life gonna get them?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid! You're so stupid!
Kiara is stuck behind a rock and
Horrific childhood flashback.
Okay, episode, you get another point for a well done tribute to the original. So, they're doing a homage to the original, so what's gonna happen? Is the stork gonna pick her up, or they both smash all the gazelles, or...
Just get me close. I'll take it from there.
Oh no, Bunga. Well, anyway, is he just gonna jump into the stampede and then get stamped on, but then bite all the gazelles off? Because, come on, Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger don't give a shit.
If you don't mind, scram ya goofy gazelles. Take this!
A thought. You take this really, actually pretty tense scene, have it homage the original, and you resolve it using a fart joke. Well, I guess that works. Except it doesn't! No! Bad special. Bad. bad, Smokey. Bad.
I mean, seriously? Seriously? Just when I thought I couldn't hate this little piece of crap anymore, he resolves a pretty well done scene in the most banal way. This and the backstory for the Garden Scar perfectly encapsulates the way the show just doesn't care about the original film. It takes some of the best parts and makes them stupid, and that's the main reason this fails as a spin-off. Thanks to it, the original is now worse in my eyes. Oh, you know those 2 badass points I gave you before show? Well, that fuck show gets you 1 billion dumb points. So your badass count is now even lower than the IQ of a typical Trump supporter. So Simba's racism is suddenly gone. Thank God for another conflict shown for a grand total of 30 seconds being resolved. I was so involved. And this special finally ends.
So that was The Lion Guard, Return of the Roar. And I'd frankly rather jump in the lion enclosure at the zoo in his zebra costume with bacon attached to my balls than watch this special again.
The animation was inconsistent, characters either bland and characterless or just plain annoying, the story's slow to the point of boredom, the few links it makes with the original film and additions to the mythos are just stupid, and there's one more thing I'm forgetting. What was it? Oh yeah, Bongo is one of the most annoying characters in animation history. When I think of a good tie-in series to a movie, I think of the shows Marvel are doing right now. On Netflix, Daredevil and Jessica Jones have managed to expand the Marvel Cinematic Universe and give us new characters and situations we couldn't see in the films that enhances our experience of them. The characters and situations in this show are just banal, and I know I may seem harsh criticizing a Disney Junior show so harshly, but this is the freaking Lion King, one of the most popular movies in Disney's animated canon. This show should have really been made for the Disney Channel or Disney XD so that it would appeal to both kids and adults. But even if you take out any comparison to the original film, it's just a soulless, boring excuse for a show. I don't know, if you have a kid aged 1 to 3 who's never seen the original film, then maybe they'll be mildly entertained. But if you're above that age or a fan of the original, then remember who you are, and avoid this pile of dung without any worries for the rest of your days.
Still, could be worse. I mean, look at what they did to Peter Pan. I am Parax11. Thank you for watching.
Prepare for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news.